Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Alright, people. Conor Benn goes in there, batters Chris Van Heerden in 2 rounds. I'll keep it short and sweet. I want to talk more about the card itself and how poor this card actually was. Right, the fight itself. Let's talk about it. I was not excited when this fight was announced. I think they originally were trying to get Maurice Hooker in, which would have been a good opponent, which would have been a fight that I was really keen to see. I would have given Conor Benn a lot of credit for winning that fight. Yes, Hooker, I think it's safe to say his best days were at 140. That's fair. But I think he would have posed him a lot more dangerous than Chris Van Heerden did. I mean, he's 34. He looked about 40 in there. I heard he had a bit of a hard weight cut. For me, this was always going to be just a knockover job. It was always going to be an easy blow for Conor Benn, and my biggest fear was that Van Heerden would just come and not try and just look to survive 12 rounds. Thank God that didn't happen, because that really would have been hard to watch. But Benn, first round, Benn was trying to get inside because Van Heerden did have the longer reach. He was trying to jab with Conor Benn a bit. Benn was using his head movement. His head movement's improved a lot over the last few years. His technique as a whole has improved a lot over the last few years. He definitely seems to be sitting down a lot more on his shots. I did question his punching power at the start of his career. He is definitely hitting harder. He's definitely throwing with a lot more technique. You can definitely see that. And in the first round, he just looked to set up his punches, looked to try and get up close, looked to try and land a couple of right hands on Chris Van Heerden. Had a good first round. Into the second round, Van Heerden was a little bit more negative in that second round at the start. He was definitely moving a little bit more. He was looking to try and establish his jab. Benn landed a right hand that caught Van Heerden just, I think, on top of the forehead. Van Heerden was stunned. Benn backed up again the ropes and just finished it off, as I said, in the second round. Referee waved it off, but you could tell just by the body language on the canvas, Chris Van Heerden was not going to beat the count. Whether he was hurt badly or whether he was just like, give me money and let me go home, I don't know. But this fight was always going to be just a quick, easy blowout for Conor Benn. At ringside was Amir Khan. Now, Amir Khan has been talked about as a potential opponent for Conor Benn, and I just don't see that logically happening. I mean, Amir Khan, maybe he's going there just to play devil's advocate, maybe to tease, potentially tease Eddie Hearn. Maybe I'll fight your guy. No, I won't. But Amir Khan just got battered against Kell Brook. Eddie Hearn said that both those guys were over the hill and no one wants to see them fight. But the winner should fight Conor Benn. Well, I can't see Kell Brook going to work with Eddie Hearn again, and Amir Khan just got battered by Kell Brook. I can't see him fighting Conor Benn unless they offer him an extraordinary amount of money. It'd be interesting to see the names that they use moving forward. Eddie Hearn did say he wants to get Conor Benn in a big fight come what the summer. Define big fight. I hope they don't mean big fight as in Adrian Broner, because I really, truly do not want to. And I think the majority of fans don't want to see that fight. I think it's a horrible fight. It's a name for Conor Benn, but Broner is shot to pieces. Broner is just, he's been going downhill for years, but now he's really just, good lord. So I hope we don't see that. As for Benn, again, he is a much improved fighter. How much improved? Quite a bit. Early on in his career, I thought he was going nowhere. I definitely think he's probably established at European level. I know he's not fought Avanesian yet, but I would say he would be in around the European level bracket. In terms of moving forward, how far do I think he can go? Look, I don't see Conor Benn winning a world title. I don't see him even really beating a world level opponent. If you were talking someone like Kapelaskis or someone like that, I'd be picking them over Benn. But whilst we have him, he is always going to be an entertaining fight. You can tell that just by the way his style is. He'll always be in a fun scrap. If Benn's in a fight that's not entertaining, it won't be his fault. That's the best way to describe it. In terms of the rest of the card, I mean, I caught glimpses of the Bam Gardner fight, but I didn't see it throughout. She won that fight on points. I seen Campbell Hatton's fight. Campbell Hatton is a knockout waiting to happen. The kid, I thought he looked alright in his last fight compared to previous fights, but this fight he looked shocking. I mean, it's a really bad look when you're getting your head snapped back against the guy like the guy he was fighting. They need to be super, super, super careful with him because he's going to get ironed out sooner or later. The kid just can't fight. Simple as. The co-main was alright, actually. The Bill Smith versus McCarthy fight. Bill Smith stopped time McCarthy in 8 rounds. That was a good little scrap. Bit messy at times, but it was a good little scrap nevertheless. Who else? I didn't see the rest of the card, but this card was just not great. To say the game has been changed is, well, it's one of the biggest lies I've heard in the last year. It definitely hasn't been. If anything, the bar's been lowered so low. I mean, you'd have to go underwater in a submarine to try and raise that bar. That's how low Eddie Hearn and the Zone have raised the bar, or brought the bar down, I should say. I mean, yeah, look, not ranting about that, it's a different thing altogether. It is what it is. The fight happened. That's what it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who would you like Conor Benn to fight next? Let me know your thoughts. Give me some names. Who would you like to see him fight, and who do you think he will? In terms of everything else, smash the like button if you could, lads and lassies. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We keep growing. We keep getting the ball rolling. 8K is next. Let's get there as quick as we can. For now, I'll talk to you. Peace.